All right, hello. Happy Sunday afternoon. How y'all doing? This is High Priestess Jamila, and I decided to start doing these live random episodes of what is going on or what's happening in y'all's reality. Yeah. And then I'm also going to tell you guys story time about um, a castor oil experience that I just had. Okay. So, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. If you guys want a consultation for quality rituals and spiritual work that actually works and works fast, but it's not cheap, visit my link tree. Okay, you can get to my link tree by clicking on Divine Services apothecary.com. Okay. So hold on a second. Let me get rid of some stuff here because for some reason the trolls, every time I go live, they want to call back to back. Every single time I go live, because probably I'm going to tell you why the troll keeps calling back to back. Number one, they live in a reality where that's what they do. Their reality bites. And then number two, they don't have quality spiritual work. So there's just like bad spirits roaming throughout that person's aura, their spirit, their body, just all jacked up. Okay. And and I can't help that person. They need to go help themselves. Okay. They need to go and get smart. Yeah, they're just calling back to back. I mean, how do you call someone back to back like that? How do you do that? All right.
Siri here. Let me know if I can help.
No, Siri, you can't help me. But I am going to turn my phone off. Okay. There you go, hon. Okay. So I have been looking at some of the news from y'all's reality, and there's been a disturbing trend of men murdering women, their wives, their girlfriends. I mean, every time I go to my YouTube homepage, there's some kind of story about this. Like I literally just and that is what prompted me to come on here and speak. I just ran into a story and I didn't click on it. I didn't. About a husband dismembering his wife. The story was from a couple of weeks ago. About a husband dismembering his wife on a romantic vacation. Okay. And this story was from 2 weeks ago. Then last night, I ran into, it was a romantic anniversary trip. I'll get into that one. But then also, I ran into another story that I actually did click on the video, but the video within itself was very disturbing. Okay. Now, the reality that I live in, men do not dismember or murder the women that they love. Murder is not normalized. Okay. It just isn't. And here's the reason why I say that. Okay. The video that I watched, that I actually did watch about 3 minutes of last night. Okay. Was actually about the Sheffield case, Jennifer Sheffield. Okay. I don't know if you guys heard about her. She's a TikTok influencer who was getting ready to divorce her husband. They were divorcing. And so she makes this really professional video, very positive, about how wonderful he is and how, just their plans and stuff on how they're going to co-parent. And then a day or so after Christmas, he unalives her and then himself. Okay. So, and I don't know why my spidey senses was just going off about that though. I am very, very suspenseful with murder suicides. I am. I'm suspectful. I feel like there could have been a third party there that set that up. Okay. But we're gonna assume that that's what happened. He unalived her and then himself. Okay. Because apparently he must have been hiding his true feelings about the divorce, apparently. Okay. And so rest in peace, Jennifer. However, I want to talk about the YouTuber that I watched that spoke about it. A lot of her channel is filled with I don't want to say anti-male content. I don't want to say that, but her channel focuses a lot on that. It does. I'll read a few of the titles from her channel. Okay. And I couldn't get through 3 minutes of her video. Honestly, I couldn't get through 3 minutes of it. Okay. I couldn't. Give me a second. Some of her titles, she apparently is an advocate for women, which is good. Indigenous women are silenced in the mezcal industry. Want employment equality, that's illegal now. Men make sexy robots instead of fixing their loneliness epidemic. So y'all kind of catch my drift that, this person, her vlogs are kind of just like the men in her reality suck. Okay, they suck. But one of the reasons why you can tell that apparently she must live in a reality where this is normalized or either very common. Okay, I hate to say it that way, but it just is what it is because the first thing that she said was, ladies, you just can't. What did she say? I can't repeat her verbatim. But she says, ladies, you just cannot. What did she say? She said a couple of different things. Oh, goodness. Ladies, you cannot trust the man that you live with, I think is kind of what she said on one thing that she said. But then she also said, these men, boy, I tell you, these men. Okay, so here's the thing. Cheating, maybe not being a very good communicator, I've noticed that some of the men in my reality, as a shaman that I created, right, somehow they're just not open with how they feel, right? They just don't openly admit to how they're feeling, or they may be scared of commitment. Okay. Those are common problems. Since when does murdering the woman become a commonality? Since when? Like, and see, I want hello to the chat, Stevan and Adam. Hello. Since when? I mean, I understand that there are murderers out there, because there was actually a disturbing 911 call from a young nursing student, to where there was actually a illegal migrant or illegal immigrant that literally took this girl's life. So that's a lot different. But in your relationships, your expectation is to be murdered to that extreme, and to actually have to worry about it when you go to sleep at night. You have to worry about the man in your house murdering you. Something is just not quite right. Okay, I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to think about how it's not kind of, but it's very on the side of extreme. Okay, which, you know, as a shaman, I can tell you that you may want to look to Neptune on that, like in y'all reality, and say, Neptune, what's going on here? Because that's not something that these men just do. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not a man thing. Like, that's how men are. Really? I've never heard of this. I mean, yeah, you hear about men doing stuff like that. Yes, on the news. On the news. For the first time ever last year was when it hit home for me. When a best friend of mine, we hadn't spoken in 10 years, of course. We had fallen out. But my best friend was unfortunately unalived by some dude that she had been dealing with for like 2 seconds. But then again, me and her were not in the same reality, okay? Because we weren't, but so it did kind of hit home for me, but it's not something that should kind of like, I feel like when people say things like that, I feel like when people are like, well, that's how those men are, you're normalizing it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, let's get some chat participation here for those of you that sit there and you're quiet. Let's get some chat participation here, okay? Seriously. I want to know what's happening in y'all's reality where a man is just dismembering his wife on a romantic vacation. Like, what's going on here? Okay. Why is that happening? And I noticed that a lot of different things happen in different realities. Like when you turn 40, you're old, you're an old maid when you turn 40. That's another reality. You're considered to be over the hill at the age of 35. See, y'all reality, you see how there's a difference between that and other people's reality, right? So I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. What's going on? And it's not just about it is about these horrific crimes being committed. It is. But why is it being normalized by some of the people that are in your reality? Why are they normalizing it? Like, if you get married, you can just expect, if you decide to divorce your husband, that he's going to take your life? How does that happen? I mean, I'm not talking about just have a little argument with you, beg you to stay. In my reality, if you're leaving, a man is going to beg you to stay. He's not going to murder you. He's just going to beg. Y'all reality, y'all have to sneak out, wait till he goes on vacation, go through all of these next level. What's happening here? And then when you go to the comment section, when you go to the comment section of the, and I'm not dissing or degrading this young lady whatsoever. I'm not. But when you go to the comment section of her video, I'm trying to figure out, are these bots? Here's a comment left a day ago. My dad tried to murder my mom while I was away at school. If he hadn't been stopped, I am sure he would have taken out my sister and brother who were also in the house. This is absolutely real shit. Thanks so much for this video. Whoa, wait a minute. I feel like going behind another account and saying, whoa. Can you elaborate more on this story? I mean, is your dad in prison for attempted murder? I mean, did she stay with him? What happened? Just randomly, my dad tried to murder my mother while I was away at school. If he hadn't been stopped, what stopped him? Who stopped him? What happened? You know? What's his name? Somebody left another comment. I'm literally secretly packing up over this weekend to leave my boyfriend of 10 years while he's away because he's not getting professional help for his anger. But I've spent practically the entire relationship in various forms of therapy working on my own issues. I wish I left years ago. You're secretly packing up? Did he tell you if you let? Now some of these now and I've noticed that some of the men from y'all's reality or realities similar to y'all's have actually tried to meet up with me and date me. And I've noticed that they will speak that way, that, you know, a man will murder a woman. Like love somehow makes them want to commit murder. Okay, so love is making the men in y'all reality angry. What's going on with that? You see how that's do you not see how that should not be normal, but how it's being normalized? That the men in your reality, instead of choosing to live a great life with you, they're instead choosing murder. What's happening here? Like, I'm tired of people normalizing things that should not be normalized. And I'm not talking about, like, if it happens, like for me, I am a high priestess and I am a shaman. Okay. And what I can tell you is that there are mentally ill people. Mental illness is very real. I believe in mental illness, okay? But I also mostly believe in spirit. And I even believe that spirits create mental and physical illness and ailments, okay? So I have a slightly different perspective than what y'all have, okay? Like, for example, in reviewing the Jennifer Sheffield video, you could tell that she was under possession in several of her videos, and so was her husband. So being that I can see that, my perspective is a lot different from y'all's, okay? And apparently people were also outraged that the family had a double funeral for them both, which to me, I don't think it was more so that they were romanticizing what he did. I'm not terribly against that, to be honest with you, because it was her husband and he did allegedly take her life and then his life. So I think that I don't think it's terribly terrible, because a lot of women were saying even in death, she couldn't get away from him. In y'all's reality, y'all get married and y'all just want to get away. Could it be because more so you're not necessarily marrying for love? Could it be that, and I'm not talking about as far as like her being murdered. There is never any excuse or reason why anybody should murder somebody. That's ridiculous, okay, or themselves. But I'm just saying in general, in y'all's reality, do y'all have these weddings and get married just so that you can do it? Or do y'all not understand what marriage is supposed to be about and why people get married in y'all's reality? Because from what I can see, it's about having a big fluffy wedding and then divorcing. And I'm not blaming her for what happened to her at all. But it just seems like to me, like in y'all's reality, women are running away from the men. What's happening with that? Like, even if the men are not bad men, it's like y'all feel trapped when y'all are married. Y'all feel trapped. Even though y'all went through the trouble of buying an expensive gown, walking down the aisle, and you made vows. Well, a lot of y'all do get married in churches. That could give us some clue as to what's going on. Because for me, I have a total aversion of getting married at any church, any temple, unless it's a temple of nature. Out in nature, I would never get married at a church or a temple. And then also I would probably more than likely not let anybody marry me except for one person in this world that I think that I would allow to marry me. And it is another shaman that's on YouTube. I would allow him to marry me and my husband. But otherwise, and he knows who he is. I talk to him all the time. On Messenger, by the way, if you're watching. Okay. I would, but otherwise I wouldn't let no justice of the peace touch my wedding. And I don't want any Christian, Muslim, none of the, no, I would never get married under that energy. Never. Okay. So maybe that's a part of the problem. That could be a clue as to what's going on, along with the possession that I see a lot happening in y'all reality. But let's get back to what I wanted to talk about. Y'all have now normalized and have an expectation and an actual real fear of relationships and getting married because they're going to murder you. Can we talk about that? Like, what's happening with that? Because honestly, I haven't lived with a man in a long time, except for my son, okay, who's 24. But otherwise, I haven't lived with a man since my daughters was young. And yeah, that was 20 years ago. Okay, I was still living in that reality. You know what I'm saying? That now that I'm in my own utopia that I created, there's no way that I would ever be afraid of living with another man again. There's no way. And he would never put his hands on me. Okay, never. But, you y'all's reality is forcing y'all to be afraid of the man that you love. And why is that? What's happening? And why is it so normalized? And why isn't anybody looking into it actually? Why are they trying to make it seem like this is just how men are? Y'all reality gonna be no man's land soon. That's just how men are. Has anybody investigated what actually could be happening here? Anybody investigated this? Because this is weird to me. You know, but that's just like the okay, when you look at stories like the DeFeo murders, okay, with Ronnie DeFeo, okay. I think it's important for y'all to do more research spiritually as to what is going on. Because I think that what's happening is that at this point, instead of actually digging deep and taking a deep dive as to why the men in your reality are so murderous and violent, right? And then competition. I noticed that a lot of y'all compete in y'all reality. So whenever somebody does mess up, and that's a big mess up, that's a big mistake. Like, that's not just like, you know, swiping $20 out of somebody's purse. I mean, that's a huge mistake to make. Oops, I murdered somebody. That's huge. So it's not like you can just take it lightly. It's not like, oh, somebody got murdered. You know, it's almost like y'all are desensitized to it. And the reaction, instead of actually taking in and understanding intuitively what the hell is going on with that, y'all are more so stuck on this is how men are. And then when a woman does it, the men in y'all reality say, this is how women are. Something ain't right with none of that. I mean, I was born with the ability to see beyond the human eyesight. That's what I'm seeing and picking up on, is that there's something happening and something terribly wrong spiritually in y'all's reality. Because y'all don't even pay attention to what's going on. Y'all kind of, and then hold on. Then in y'all reality, y'all are splitting things up between red pill and blue pill. So apparently in y'all reality, the red pillars are trying to justify why he murdered her, is what the women are saying in y'all reality, which I think that probably what they're trying to do is give a better understanding, which they cannot ever justify what he did. It just, no, hun. So that's weird too. That's weird. That's weird. But if you want to give an explanation, maybe he was secretly hiding his feelings about the divorce. Maybe he felt like murder was the solution to what was going on, and that he pretended to be okay with getting divorced. Right? Here's my sentiment on it. Here's my take on it. He was possessed. That would be my explanation, is that you got good old classic possession by a very malignant spirit. Okay. And there's a lot of possession going on in y'all's reality of malignant spirits. It is. That's why I had to turn off my phone from the troll calling, because the energy that I pick up, it feels sad. And the energy that I pick up from that person, and I believe it's a woman. very nasty, hopeless, depressed, a lot of anxiety, fear, loathing, narcissism. See, the demon of narcissism is not allowed in my reality. Everybody in my reality, including the men, are totally immune to the narcissist demon. And the narcissist demon knows that it's not allowed. The narcissistic demon comes in about the South Node and I'm not even going to give it a gender. It's not allowed in my reality, period. Okay. Because as a shaman, I determine what energy comes into my reality. And that's one energy that's not allowed. Okay. So that's why I just went ahead and turned off my phone, because I'm an empath, and the energy, like this person that's calling, I don't know what this person acts like. I don't know what their issue is. I have, like, it's very cantankerous and ick, and I can't, I shouldn't even be getting contacted by this person. But since we're all on the internet, this person knows that I exist, but they do factually exist in another reality apart and separate from mine. So that's one of the reasons why I said, screw it, I'm going to turn off my phone so that I don't get back to back notifications. In y'all reality, y'all are literally able to call somebody back to back in record time that is more than normal, right? Like, I'm talking about phone call on top of phone call. I know y'all have cell phones just like we do, but that goes beyond the human psyche to, like, that's not a normal human functioning brain, to where you're actually just able to make a decision as a human being to just dial somebody's phone over and over again. So this is the reason why I just turned my phone off. Okay, because I don't want to be contacted from that reality. Okay. I just don't get it. I don't get how people in y'all's world can be so blind to what's actually going on. I mean, entities run, these malevolent forces literally run y'all's reality, and y'all don't. And y'all believe that your position as a woman is to just condemn the male gender. That's what y'all do, instead of actually seeing that's the woman's job, is to condemn the male gender when something like that happens. And then y'all also worship a God that clearly does not like you. So that's probably another issue. That's probably the direct issue. Okay? That's the direct issue. That starts with the issue, okay? Y'all are accepting of the totality of the situation that y'all are in. So I don't have nothing to do with that. Yeah. So another thing, one person said, my ex's brother followed his wife home, shot and killed her. Now their two children are parentless, as well as his other two are fatherless. My ex constantly broke into my house, stalked and harassed me, then had the nerve to ask me to drop the restraining order. I'm currently working with the prosecutors off to make sure he gets the most time possible. Please, please, please be careful, woman. Is another comment. What is going on with the men in y'all reality? Why do they want to murder you? Trust me, I had the unpleasure of dealing with somebody from y'all reality, and it was quite, it was daunting. It was, he didn't belong in my world. That's why he's not welcome. Okay, somebody said, thank you for saying how are we supposed to know? So when y'all pick somebody, you're picking someone that you think won't murder you. Anyway, the number of times I've read comments that say she picked him, or women choose bad boys and then complain. People need to use their brains. Yeah, I agree with this person. She picked him. What in the world? It's not about her picking him. It's about, apparently it. Y'all ever saw that movie called The Happening with Mark Wahlberg? Another one called Bird Box. This is when a strange phenomenon is happening, and people kind of, it's almost like y'all sweep it under the rug and move forward instead of actually researching what could be happening. People need to use their brains, is what she says. Unless she was raised in an abusive family, which would make abusive behavior seem normal. She picked him because he intentionally misled her into thinking he was a decent, responsible person. Well, that's true. Apparently, he tricked her. What's up with all this trickery in y'all reality? I remember being at a garage sale as a kid, and my mom was talking to the seller. He told her that his daughter had permanent brain damage from her abusive husband. This father was just so at a loss of what to do and so distressed he was telling strangers about it. I'm not sure how disabled she was or if she'd ever recover, but I know that brain or spinal injury can take away your ability to walk, talk, use your hands, and think. And you may never recover. Every woman should critically examine the domestic violence statistics and ask themselves if being partnered with a man is truly worth that risk. Whoa. 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 Now that's when first of all, why can't y'all heal in y'all reality? And second of all, why do y'all look at being in relationships with men as the problem instead of the real issue? So the issue is being partnered with a man, which nobody would ever force you to do that. You're not, do you feel forced to do that? Because you should never feel forced. No woman is forced to be with a man. No, it's something that women typically desire. But what would be the rationale about the problem being in a relationship? Why would relationships and marriages be the problem instead of something else? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all see how strange that is, the way people think. So men are just inherently abusive and murderous, and the women in your reality should rethink ever being in a relationship. Do you see how distorted that is? Like, I want y'all to really think about that. That instead of people saying, hey, what's going on? They would say that the actual acts or the actual, because we would have no human race. There would be no one here if it weren't for men and women copulating with each other, right? So that's called life. It's how life is formed. Okay, hold on, you guys, give me a second. I'll be right back. Yeah, okay. So I'm back. So do y'all see how strange that is that people in y'all's reality, instead of understanding that the issue of man and woman being together is not the issue is something totally different, that y'all must be missing or something. Okay, something is just not right with that. Okay. Now, this comment would make sense. He was not being amicable. It was a ploy to show her he had changed, because obviously she wanted to divorce him for a reason. Okay. He was better. Okay. When he finally realized it backfired and she was still living, he unalived them. Be careful of the sudden 180 switch up. What is the 180 switch up? The sudden, so how often is this happening? Because and I do understand, like I said, I'm not stupid, okay, and I'm not gaslighting anybody, okay, because I've unfortunately had to be in the company or present while your men were speaking about their religion, okay. You think it may have something to do with your Bible? All throughout the Bible, kill the woman, murder the woman, kill the woman. You don't think that has anything to do with it? Nothing. Anybody got anything to say? Stefan, do you think that in y'all's reality, where most people worship the Holy Bible, that over and over again, repeatedly in many pages and passages, is this God telling you to murder the woman and punish her as punishment? Murder is punishment in your Bible, right? Right. I don't want to say it like that. The woman is constantly up for subjugation of murder in your Bible, even in the Quran as well, I believe. Okay, because Muslim men commit honor killings a lot. So y'all's man-made religions that y'all worship in y'all reality, women being murdered on their honeymoons, women being murdered randomly. Y'all don't think that your religion has anything to do with that. Added and coupled with the distorted view of the spirits that are around y'all, or either the denial of your own intuition, your complete and utter ignorance when it comes to possession. Because the moment that I looked, and rest in peace, Jennifer Sheffield, but the moment I looked at a couple of her videos, thank you, Stefan. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Because it can be frustrating because, but I looked at a few of the videos, one of which she said she recently found God. So there was probably some secrets that these people were keeping. She said she recently found God. This was in the videos prior, leading up to the days of her being murdered. She was saying that she found God. Again, I've been saying this for years, that people need to be more specific as to what God they found. Like, for example, if I'm being attacked by somebody, spiritually attacked, more than likely, I'm going to go to the god of Mars, which is Vulcan. Okay. He's my favorite god of Mars besides Aries. Okay. I'm going to be very specific. They are constantly speaking about this unspecified God. Who is this unspecified God that she found? But what I realized is that in that video, she was under possession. And see, people think that possession looks like Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Possession does not look like that. You don't have to have you're not going to necessarily look possessed. There are a lot of people walking around here that are under possession by many spirits that are doing many things to their body, which is what I'm about to get into next. I'm about to get into it next. You're under possession. Your body is under possession by spirits that are doing different things. You know, for example, it was so weird. It was so weird. Oh man, and I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit more later. People, when they think about a spirit or a ghost, they think of a full-size thing. But that's not how spirits manifest. They're little tiny dots. They may even, and they always show up on the camera as these orbs. Sometimes they are clear, white, translucent type of orbs. But then sometimes they have color and sometimes they're black. You know, they can range from black, white, multicolors. So spirits are very tiny. They're not big. So a lot of people don't understand that. But what I will tell y'all is that stop normalizing that thing and start actually using your power. I mean, honestly, I have a gift of mind reading, and every once and a lot of people know that, and I hate telling people that because what they do is they can hide their thoughts from me. And so typically I can definitely read people's minds unless they're purposely hiding what they're thinking to me. And you know, but I think that if it's something that drastic, I think it is good to use your intuition. And I have myself been around a man that had a dark side to himself, and he spoke about it. He thought about it, murdering me, taking my life. And I was around him quite a bit for at least a couple of years after I realized that this man wanted to murder me. Now, when he was in my presence, he knew better. You see, I called him my guardians. He would always say every time he came over to my house, he would say, something is here. Yeah, it's my guardian. He would always complain that something was pushing him away. He would always complain about that. He would always complain that he could feel something really heavy on him, attacking him. That those were my spirits. And so whenever he was around, even though he was tearing me down in other ways and doing harm to me in other ways, okay, he never put his hands on me or my family. Okay. You know, and y'all don't understand when I say a different reality. You can be sitting right next to somebody on a subway or a bus and they be in a totally different reality than you. Okay. So when I say different realities, there's people that you can have people that live in the house with you that live in a different reality. Okay. So that's something that you would have to literally understand shamanism to understand what I'm talking about. And people rarely understand that. They rarely grasp the concept of that. Okay. But the one thing that I can tell you is that something's off about y'all world. Okay? Something's off. Let me tell you. Why does anybody have to say anything that, okay? Like, for example, the red pillars, okay? Trying to justify him murdering Jennifer, okay? Trying to justify it, right? Why does anybody have to justify anything? Why not just look at even if you're not going to look at the situation for what it is, because I can promise you, and I am very, very, very tempted, and I more than likely will go ahead and do a full reading on that entire situation. I'm talking about cards and everything, because I am intrigued, okay, as to the story. Why does anybody have to say anything? Why does there have to be a debate? Somebody lost their life. You just mourn that person. You mourn them and you celebrate their life that they were here. Why does it have to be so much controversy? Why would that be a controversy? Okay, obviously there was something that pushed this dude over the edge. Obviously, right? Something pushed him over the edge. Because you got to be really in a, oh my God, that's, wow. Yeah, something's going on, right? We'll find out. I think I'm going to record a reading and actually upload it is what I'm going to do. What is the debate? Why would there be a debate? And why would there be an assumption? Why is man and woman relationships all together being questioned as to why a man and a woman should be together is what I'm saying. Like, that makes no sense to me. How do you rationale that? And to me, what it is it's denial and it's avoidance. We're not going to stop copulating with men and women just because of unfortunate things that happen. But see, it kind of reminds me of the antinatalist. Y'all ever hear of those people, the antinatalists? These are people that feel that people should not be born, that we should never have children or bring children into this society because bad things happen in the world. Okay. So these are a bunch of seriously misguided people that probably need a little bit of guidance. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. They're probably extremely sensitive, empathic people who, because, but to go that far and to that extreme to where you feel like the human race should not exist, that's going a little too far. You're a little too emotional, okay? Especially being that as a person, I've been in this world for almost 48 years. I can tell you that this is a direct spiritual, spirit possession, mind control problem. It is a problem with the religion and the spirituality. It is a problem. But I'm going to tell y'all something. My significant other, he's Muslim, right? He's not Arabic. He kind of looks Arabic, though. I told him that too. But he's not Arabic, right? He's Black. Okay. And there was this story out of Florida where this Muslim dude murdered his whole family. He did. This happened probably like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I heard about it. Is that story going to stop me from being with my significant other? No, my significant other is never going to do anything to harm me. He's never going to do anything to hurt me. He's never going to put his hands on me or my family or my children. He's not going to do that. But people are very irrational in your reality, and regardless, and we all know Muslims, I have had more than one person warned me about Muslim men. Okay. I have had more than one person just like, don't, oh my God, he's Muslim, girl. You better be careful with him. And so they have a reputation. In my reality, ain't no Muslim man gonna do that. In fact, in my reality, really, to be honest with you, the goal, what y'all need to be doing is y'all need to be trying to get these men to give up that religion, because that stuff is very harmful. Religion is harmful. So, so that y'all need to be saved, not from each other, but from whatever that entity is that keeps telling you that it's God that hates you so much. That's the last word I'm going to say on that. Okay. Because and this is the reason why I am who I am and why I do what I do. The fact that your religions have been so normalized. So yeah, when I first met my significant other and he told me he was Muslim, that wasn't even important to me. What was important to me was that I was staring in the face of somebody that I felt like I knew for 1,000 years. I felt like I knew this man forever. I said, oh my God. So of course I wasn't paying any attention to that, of course. And that's the way that love is sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to necessarily focus on the things that need to be dealt with. But yeah, him, he was raised Christian, okay, but then he ended up converting over to Islam or to being a Muslim. And yeah, it's a problem. Yeah, it's something, it's a sickness that I'm going to have to help him heal from. Okay. It was obvious he didn't celebrate holidays. I felt like it was making him depressed. I felt like it was shutting him off from nature. So all of that I felt very strong, but in, trying to respect him, I didn't say much. But yeah, that's a problem. All of it, a lot of it. Okay. It is all of the, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all about the situation. We don't do religion over here. All that Yahweh and Yah and Allah and Jesus and stuff like that. I do not agree with those things. It's not to say that at one point those religions were necessary for what was happening during that time, but I am a strong believer that all religions are based on a past life regression that people need to move past, okay? And I feel that entities can take advantage of people's minds, entities that have a problem with us as the human race. I feel that these entities are coming in and they are disguising themselves. That's where your biggest trickery is coming in. Okay. And until you're able to open your eyes to that, you're just going to continue to suffer. Okay. You are. Now let's get on to what else I wanted to talk about, which I've had and I'm going to make a nice little video for you guys so I can show you guys my, my castor oil packs and stuff and kind of talk about it. So I finally did a castor oil pack last night. Actually, it wasn't last night. It was early this morning. I finally did it. And the reason why I wanted to do it was for my reproductive areas. Okay. I had been feeling, just through my own observation, that area had some kind of deep something was hiding in there deeply, some kind of spiritual energy, something was there, right? So I do the castor oil pack and I have my you know, I've got the castor oil pack. It's got like the little thing with the strap where you can make it tighter around the area that you want to do the castor oil pack. Tonight, I'm going to do it for my liver. Okay. Later on, way hours and hours after I eat dinner, I'm going to do it for my liver area. But last night, I wanted to do it for my abdomen area. Okay. And I did. And so I'm laying here and it helps me relax so much that I fall asleep for like, I must have been asleep for a couple of hours with it there. Okay. With it on like my abdomen, like I put it in my pelvic area, lower abdomen area. Right. So I fall asleep and I have this weird experience with two bad spirits. Even though these bad spirits did not introduce themselves to me, I knew that it was mother and daughter. It was a mother and daughter spirit because, okay, y'all know I'm a witch, right? Okay. So when I actually put the castor oil pack together, right? When I was pouring my castor oil onto the Muslim cloth, you know, I consecrated it. I actually consecrated it to get rid of any bad spirits and to also for other things, right? So I fall asleep and I have a dream. It was a mother and daughter, and they were arguing, but the mother was being extremely abusive to the daughter. I mean, calling her ugly. It was awful. I was like, oh my God. I was sitting there looking at them interact. And what spirit was telling me was that they're leaving. Like, you know how, like, if you are an intuitive person, you can tell when a spirit is connecting, but you can also tell when a spirit is disconnecting. They was on their way out. That, I mean, that's the one thing for sure that I could tell, that they were on their way away. Okay. And it for some reason, they were showing me who they were as they were leaving. And I asked spirit, you know, I put the intention in the castor oil, because if you guys don't know anything about castor oil can be used for hexing, but castor oil can also be used for cleansing and uncrossing, okay, and healing. Okay. So that's why you want to make sure that you consecrate things beforehand. Now, everything that we deal with, olive oil, castor oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, avocado oil, herbs, the various different herbs, flowers, all of those things have spirit. All of those things have a spirit. You know what I'm saying? They do. They have an energy that you know that makes it interact with your body the way that it does. Okay. So but yeah, it was really interesting. And so I think I'm gonna ask my spirit guides if I should do that treatment again tonight, but instead of just using the castor oil, to put a couple of drops maybe of tea tree oil. I'm gonna see if they want me to do that. I'm not sure, but just to see what else happens. But these two spirits, that it was mother and daughter, I could hear them arguing. They were literally right up front in my face, but they were going away in the other direction. And I didn't have nothing playing in the background. My phone was not playing, my TV was not playing. In fact, my TV, I have a smart TV, and it just has like a it's like a aquarium. It looks like an aquarium. It's like little fishies swimming around. It's really pretty. And then my laptop just shuts down. Okay. So, and there was nothing else playing in the background. This mother and daughter, it was two spirits that must have been somewhere around my sacral chakra. Okay. Thank you, honey. It must have been somewhere around my sacral chakra, and they left. And they were very bad, obviously. I mean, the daughter's spirit was not as bad so much as the mother, because the mother kept calling her daughter ugly. It was so bizarre. I was like, why does she keep calling her daughter ugly? And I don't have a lot of information yet, because I am going to compile a story time video for either this channel or the Witch's Broom channel. I'm going to compile a video. I have yet, because when I got up this morning, I just wanted pancakes. So I got chocolate chip pancakes, and then buttermilk chocolate chip pancakes, and then regular buttermilk pancakes is what I had for breakfast this morning. I just wanted pancakes. I have not had the opportunity yet to actually throw my cards to find out where those bad spirits came from. Apparently, they must have been lingering by my uterus, though, or down there, by my in my sacral chakra, because I asked for whatever it was to leave. And when you do your castor oil packs for the liver, you're actually removing stuff from the solar plexus, which is very important. That whole area is important. Okay. And so it was really a trip. It was really a profound experience, and I'm going to make a suggestion to all of my clients. To do these particular treatments in addition to the work that you're getting done. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to make that suggestion. Yeah. I had them from IHOP. They were good. They were so rich. I got some butter pecan and then chocolate sauce. I didn't use the chocolate sauce, and some regular maple syrup. They were really good. That's all. For some reason, that's all I wanted was pancakes. I didn't want no sausage. I didn't want no eggs. I just wanted pancakes for some reason. So I ordered 3 stacks of them. And, so the boys, I only had 3 of them, and the boys had the rest of them. I'm sure that Jacob tore them pancakes up. Yeah. As he's getting ready to walk away with them chocolate chip ones, Stefan. I said, wait a minute. I said, I want one of those, and then you take one of the buttermilk. And I was kind of thinking that we could split them up, and that's what we did. So, yeah, that was pretty good. Especially those chocolate chip ones were really, really good. Very, very chocolatey. So anyway, I'm going to throw the cards, and I'm going to consult with spirit guides, and I'm going to see what that was about and where that came from. I'm going to have to really, really look into that. And I have not gotten the chance to do it because I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and interact or whatever. But yeah, like it was so weird. Like as I was waking up from this, it was a lucid dream. Spirits will, it seems like, well, when I'm doing my deep REM sleeping, I really will connect with a bunch of stuff, but I was only asleep for like maybe 2 hours. And of course, I had fallen asleep with it on. And I had my heating pad on, but the heating pad is timed. It's set on a timer. So apparently when the heating pad must have stopped, it must have somehow. Anyway, all I know is that as I was waking up, I could tell that those spirits were leaving, like they was on their way out. The crazy part about it, and I can't give exact details, but the issue that I was trying to fix, like I noticed some inflammation was gone. It was completely gone when I woke up, because I woke up, took the heating pad off, took the castor oil pack off, wiped myself down, and just went right back to sleep. I was too sleepy to take a shower. I was like, I'm just going to leave the castor oil on there, let it linger. And so I just went to sleep, and I slept a long time. Like I kept waking up out of my sleep trying to look through the Uber Eats apps. I could order my and I just kept drifting off back to sleep. And finally, before I got up, and when I got up, I noticed that because I had noticed some inflammation. Let's just say it was around my bladder. It was some inflammation around my bladder. That castor oil pack had gotten rid of it. It felt more normal. I was like, what the hell is that? I said, and Spirit said, that's inflammation around your bladder. And that castor oil pack got rid of it just in that one treatment, got rid of that inflammation around my bladder. Because, you can feel it through examination. I don't know if it was stress that had caused it, but I think it was those two spirits. Somehow those two spirits was like deep in there. Maybe I don't know. But what I do know is that they left, and the mama was real nasty. Oh my God. And it wasn't my mama. My mama ain't never called me ugly. Okay. She, not to my face, rather. Okay. She ain't never called me out of my name like that. But it was something going on. I mean, I'm a medium, and I like to help spirits, but they don't need to be lingering within my spirit, within my body. Okay. I think that a lot of people that have those kind of spiritual gifts should be a lot more selective about what they take in. Okay. And so, yeah, so that experience was pretty cool. Like I said, it was what, well, I don't want to say cool. It was what you would describe as gnarly. And it didn't scare me like a lot of people. It would probably freak some people out to have that experience. Not me. So anyway, we got this new moon coming up on, I believe it's the 28th or the 29th, one or the other. I had to turn my phone off. I'm scared to turn it back on because, there's a certain ritual that I do now. It takes about 2 to 5 minutes after, because whoever that is that keeps calling me is feverishly trying to send a bad spirit that belongs to them. So whenever that person does that, I send it back to them. You got to deal with your own bad spirit. You are not a client of mine. No, we are not going to do any free complimentary spirit traps for you. No, we're not. You need to go and learn how to deal with your life. Okay, because I know exactly who that is that keeps calling back to back. And when I throw my cards, I see the same person over and over again. It's the same person, and ain't nobody in my family. So, that person needs to go and get their life together. Okay. But they feverishly try to send out their spirits to me, their bad spirits that are attacking them. Okay. Because there is in general, oh my God, did he really start following me? Oh my God. Hold on. I feel honored. So yeah, let me get out of here because the person is still calling, and we're going to I got to do my quick incantation, throw my cards and stuff. Y'all have a good one. They not playing mind games. That person needs some spiritual help that they can't get. That ain't him. That's somebody else. Okay. I'm about to say, but it's still cute. Okay. Anyway. All right. So I got to go, y'all. Yeah, it's so silly. You know, that's why certain people shouldn't be out here trying to do spiritual work for people. You know, they don't really know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a person that calls themselves a spiritualist and vetted and smart and intelligent, but yet is calling me back to back trying to send their bad spirits to me, and they're still calling back to back to back. So what I can do, since I have my phone on do not disturb, is I can just remove my email app real quick and not get the notifications. I should expose who this person is, because let me tell y'all, they have called, this woman has called, it's a woman, back to back to back, calling several times per minute since 1:46 p.m. I've been here for what? An hour and 16 minutes. This person literally has been calling my phone back to back since I've went live for over an hour. But yet we're supposed to value and respect you. So, anywho, I'm gonna go and take care of that. You know, it's crazy. It really is, and you know, that person has been warned so many times to stop. So many times, like it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, guys, but anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. I hope y'all enjoyed this discussion. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. And guys, I don't do cheap spiritual work, okay? I don't. Y'all are doing yourself a disservice by paying for cheap spiritual work. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, I have done all that I could in that arena, and I cannot do it anymore. Yeah, I don't think that it's necessarily worth it for the clients, and it's certainly not worth it for me. But you know, but I do offer spiritual services. Okay, I had someone on TikTok contact me about a court case, a custody case with her ex-husband, who somehow convinced a court to give him custody of their kids. I'm not going to take a case like that for less than $5,000. I'm not going to do it. Like, I can maybe make a jar for you, but as far as like me taking responsibility for the full case, I'm not doing it. And in fact, even if I make a jar for you, like the jar I was telling you guys about, the one that I showed you, the Dominium Recipe Officialis jar, that's the short word for it. You have to sign an agreement that you understand what that jar is doing, and that it, you know, it more than likely will help you with your situation, but that you understand that that jar is to be worked, and you know, and that I can show you how to work that jar whenever you need to work it. So, you know, unless you're paying for full work, because yeah, these people are doing too much. Yeah, February is almost here. But okay, y'all have a good Sunday. Blessings to y'all. Bye-bye.